Yes, welcome yet again to Business Chronicles here on Studio 84. My name is Solomon Tumwesigye from one of your hosts here at Business Chronicles at Studio 84. Studio 84 is a space set up to facilitate individuals and organizations tell their stories and along the way position themselves as authorities at what they do. For we believe here at Studio 84 that everyone is an authority at something and they have a story. And today is a special one. I get to host a gentleman that I've not known for long. He's called Nicholas. Nicholas is from Aga Khan University. He's an academician. This is one of the episodes where I will be quiet most of the time because academic things, Nicholas may be at another level. Nicholas is the registrar, but I'll let him introduce himself the best way that he likes to be referred to as. Nicholas, welcome to Business Chronicles.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to have you around.
Yes.
And in fact, I've always wanted to have this, though it had taken some time because of a number of issues that could hinder us a bit, but I'm finally here.
You're finally here.
And I thank you for hosting me.
Nicholas and I have been in touch for months trying to get each other his schedule. He's a very busy man, so I'm blessed to have him here this morning. Nicholas, tell us, what do you do?
My full name is Katende Nicholas.
Yes.
And I'm a person who is the background. Some people might think I'm a business oriented, but I'm an IT person.
You're an IT person?
With a background in bachelor's of computer science.
Yes.
And master's of data communication, and I'm finalizing my PhD in IT.
Wow.
So that is the route I am. But it's very advantageous as a registrar who understands IT and the dynamics of IT. Yeah. They all go hand in hand.
Nicholas, before you go on, what does you said academic registrar?
Yes.
What does an academic registrar do? Let's try and explain it to someone who has no idea, who never went to the university.
There are quite a number of roles that we play in the entire functioning of the institution.
Yeah.
But majorly, registrar is the entry point of any student and is the exit point of any student. What does it mean? We do the admissions of all new students.
Yes.
We take them through the orientation. We take them through the whole process. We hand them over to the associate deans or to the heads of departments who will go through with them the teaching and the learning. Yeah. And at the end, when they're going to graduate, they bring them back to us.
You. Yes.
Because now we need to verify if they've actually learned. And if they are ready to be pushed to the world.
Yes.
As ambassadors of the institution. So it's the entry point and the exit point for the students. But in the process, we also coordinate their progression, because when it comes to passing of grades, who should be pushed who is promoted from which year to which year, all those decisions and the reports come from the registry.
Wow.
And also to conform to the policies, because we usually regulated by two policies. We have the internal, that is university policies, where we normally monitor and foster the implementation of the laws. Yeah. And also the regulator, that is the National Council for Education, who will make sure that we conform to those policies. Because with the moment you depart from the two, automatically going to produce a student who will not qualify, and who can easily be challenged by the market.
Nicholas, so you're the gatekeeper.
Literally.
And quality control person.
Exactly.
Nicholas, your background is in IT. Yeah. So how do you move from the typical IT roles that a typical IT person does to the academic registry? Or did you first practice your IT and where? What's your background? So after you qualify in IT, then what?
My first 2 years, I basically worked as a system administrator. That was in Nairobi, in the East African University.
Yeah.
And I was made as, I went into the lecturing for close to, from 2013 up to now, I'm the typical lecturer. But along the way, I've picked up different management roles.
Yeah.
Because I was a head of department for close to 4 years when I was in Nairobi. Then when I moved to Kigali, that is in 2015, I took up a role as associate dean for evening and weekend programs. So I knew how the whole structure programs run, the teaching, the learning, and the assessments. Then at some point, that is through University of Kigali, I became a principal of one of the campuses. So I could know, I had to run the whole entire management, the teaching, learning, the finances, the recruitment, all that was within my reach.
Yes.
Because I had to make the campus functional and self-sustaining. Then from there, that's when I took in the leap to the registry, because there was a vacuum still within the University of Kigali, because I was in Kigali for close to 10 years.
Wow.
So when I shifted here, I just continued with the role. But as a registrar, I've been there for close to 4 years. The other part, in Uganda, I've been here for close to 1 year. And the other 3 years I've been in Rwanda, but as a registrar.
Okay.
So management-wise, it has been more of a hands-on.
Yes.
Because I don't have papers to justify management, but these hands-on skills that you get along the way, and yes, being a people person, that also helps.
So you I feel like you ran away from the thing you spent years studying to qualify in. Was it always your dream to go in education management, or did you find yourself there, opportunities showed themselves, and you decided to seize them, as in one thing led to another?
Partly yes and no. The yes part is yes. From my childhood,
Yes.
I've always been a person who wanted to teach, or
Yes.
wanted to be in education sector. Because I've started coaching way much younger, even when I was in senior 4, I was coaching.
So you were excellent in academics. Yeah, because we know those ones. You finish S4, then you're a former schoolmate who was a class ahead of you comes to coach you.
That is very true. So at least I loved that, because even when I was still at campus, I was still teaching in secondary school.
Yeah.
When I was doing my bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
So it wasn't new. It is something that I could easily go into. But how has IT helped me in what I'm doing? Because right now it's all about systems. And you struggle a lot if you don't have the connection to IT. Because if it comes to security, because with registry, there are a number of things that are must do. And one of them is the security and the integrity of the system. So if you don't understand that, then you've heard of cases where students have hacked
Yes.
the university and the
Yeah.
marks is
Yeah.
modified or files stolen. So that concept that I already have as an IT person, with what I do, it becomes much easier for me. Because right now, applications done online, feedback is online, teaching is online. So it becomes an easier thing when you have the background.
Yes, it does. So in other words, you're saying going forward, the people who are IT ignorant may have it rough along the way.
Exactly. Because now it has been becoming much complex with artificial intelligence coming into play.
Yeah.
Because all of these things now,
If you were not IT proficient, now AI comes.
you're total green.
Wow. What courses do you do at the university?
Currently, we have a School of Nursing with 3 courses. We have diploma in general nursing, which basically takes 2 years, compared to the other schools of nursing where they take 1.5 years. And the reason is very simple. Aga Khan is internationally accredited.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to lose the international touch. So we have some courses that are not part of the UNIMEB courses that we provide to our students. So when you finish your diploma here and you want to do a job, or you want to go for further studies abroad, you don't do refresher courses because you are international accredited, so it is easier to move in and you continue with your classes or you continue with your work, you get registered from there. And quite a number of students have actually helped to get their jobs, or so you can get licensed to practice, whether it's in Canada, US, in UK, whichever country they feel like.
Yeah.
Then we also have bachelors of midwife. Now, Bachelor of Midwife and Bachelor of Science in Nursing, those are 2.5 years. The programs have just been reaccredited. In fact, we got a letter from National Council on 10th of July this year. So the courses that we provide we don't want to use the word expired because it's brought a lot of problems some time back. So our programs are fully accredited, fully operational, and they will be until the next 5 years. That's when we shall seek for reaccreditation. But next year, in fact, hopefully the end of this year, the National Council would have approved direct entry in nursing, meaning that the other 3 programs I talked about, they are extension or upgrading courses. For you to qualify for diploma, you need to have a certificate with a 2 years experience and a certificate of enrollment from Uganda Nursing and Midwife Council. Then for the bachelor's, you need to have a diploma in either general nursing or comprehensive nursing with a 2 years experience. Then you can be able to qualify. Now, all of those are extension programs, you're just upgrading. Now we have direct entry, meaning that right from senior 4, so senior 6, you can actually apply and join Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Someone who has no clue what nursing
exactly is all about. Now that one is approved as a different program, and it will take longer. But these ones, we're already teaching someone in the field.
Exactly.
Someone who has a background. So they take shorter time. That's why it's 2 years and a half.
How long has the university been there?
The university opened in July 2000. July 2000. And they started teaching the next year in January. So for close to 25 years, we've been operating in Uganda.
Wow.
But globally, we are doing 41 years this year.
Hold on. Why am I led to think, Nicholas, that you guys did this to create an ecosystem for the hospital?
You are very right, because the program started because of Aga Khan Hospital. Because we have campuses in Karachi, in East Africa, we have in Kenya and in Tanzania.
Do they all just do medical-related courses, or they do other courses?
Majorly, medical courses. Because in Kenya, they have the School of Nursing, they have direct entry in nursing, direct entry in medicine, in pharmacy. They do masters in pharmacy and surgery and all those. But in Kenya, they also add masters in journalism. In Tanzania, they also add masters in education. So, but majorly our brand is in medical, because we need to service the hospital.
Yes.
Because that is where our muscle is.
And what better way to do it than with people who you have trained yourself?
Exactly.
By your own people. Man, I'm hacking this whole Aga Khan ecosystem. So you have the lecturers working in the hospital, they are the doctors, they are the what, you have the nurses and upcoming staff, they are from within. Wow, I love it.
So and one of the things we pride ourselves in is the type of alumni that we produce.
How about the alumni?
It's one thing producing a product that you are not even ready to consume yourself.
Exactly, yes.
But because we pride in our alumni, we employ our alumni.
Do you get to absorb all of them?
We absorb the few that we can.
Okay.
Then the others can be able to spread the wings.
Okay.
But because we still prefer our own, it doesn't mean the others can't apply. Because it will be more of what can you be able to compare with ours. If there's something better you bring you on board. But you find that our students still surpass most of the universities that we have in place. So it's something that a student knows that the moment I join, there's a very big possibility that I will be recruited in the hospitals, in the outreach clinics, and all that.
I'm going to take you back a bit.
Please.
Many people struggle with change.
Yes.
We like to stay in a space of familiarity. What drove you to work in Rwanda, and how was it like for you to work there?
Thank you. In fact, I went to Rwanda straight from Kenya. In fact, my first time to work in Uganda, officially or professionally, is this year.
Wow.
But one of the things that made it very easy is during our campus time, we had a lot of people from those countries. So I had many friends who are Kenyans. we had very many friends who are Rwandese, who are Tanzanians. So you're already moving in a place where you have some friends to start with.
Yes, there's a soft landing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not totally new that you're starting from zero. So I went to Nairobi with the East African University, and I had, in fact, one of the lecturers I had was already based there. So it's just plugging in, start working. I went to Kigali because the vice chancellor I had in Nairobi had shifted to Rwanda. So it was much easier for me to adapt.
Yeah.
So, and from my experience, dealing with students, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. They literally have the same needs. The way you will handle a Kenyan student, the way you're going to handle Rwandan students, the same way you're going to handle a Ugandan student. The priorities are the same, their problems are the same.
Yeah.
It's only a change of the geographical area. But practically what you do on a daily
Yes.
remains the same.
Remains the same.
Maybe the only difference will be the regulator. That in Kenya you have the Commission of University Education, which some slight changes. Then in Rwanda you have Commission of Higher Education with some differences, and then here you have National Council for Education. But regionally you find that we are all integrated under Inter-University Council. So the policies tend to the distinction is not so
much, yes. Yeah. How is it being a gatekeeper to an institution with young people, Gen Zs or even younger now?
Yeah, true.
How is it? Isn't there like or at least wasn't there like a cultural clash as if between, I dare say, your old school way of thinking and the new way of how young people think and operate?
The difference comes in with the age group as you made it.
Yeah.
One, there is a group that feels they are too entitled.
Yeah.
As long as they've paid, they know they will pass.
Yes.
So literally, they're looking for a paper.
Oh.
So you have such a group.
I see why you don't absorb all of them.
Now, the beauty with us is you need to abide by the internal rules. It's not about the paper that you're going to get. It's about the process. If you get a first-class degree honors, can you defend it? Because the worst abuse someone can ever make on you or to the institution. In fact, I usually tell students, this is your alma mater. It will be part of your CV until you die.
Yes.
The worst abuse is not that you're ugly or you're poor. The worst abuse is your academic documents. If someone looks at your paper and sees a first class, he expects to deliver first class. So if you don't and they ask, okay, which university did you go to? Even if he stops there,
where this going, yes,
then you automatically know they've already discredited it.
Yeah.
And they've discredited that paper. So one of the things we pride in is to make sure that what is on paper is what is in the head.
Yeah.
So that when you are deployed in a hospital, you're not going to kill people. You're not going to be the reason why people have to run from a particular hospital to another. But you should be the reason why others prefer to come to you and not to elsewhere. So that is something that goes beyond what is on paper, but the skill that you have got throughout the journey.
I always find it interesting because that paper typically speaks for you in a room where you're not.
True.
So it better look good.
But again, when there's some, most of the practical fields, the paper will only help you to get the interview. But the moment you secure the interview, the paper is useless.
Yeah.
Because what you show there,
is
what you showcase,
what qualifies you or doesn't.
Exactly. So if I got a paper which looks good, 80, 90, A's, B's, A, B's, fine, I'll be called for the interview, but I will not go beyond that point.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
I don't have the substance to actually push me there. So we try as much as possible as Aga Khan. And we don't have a problem someone saying, I left you because you are too strict. Because that's what we pride in. We don't want to bring someone. There's some, I usually say there's some fields that there's no room for jokers. Because I don't have a spare life that if you cut my intestines and you leave a Caesar inside and I die, I'll get another body. It's one way. You die, you go.
Yeah.
So there is no room to play around. So that's why we always say, as long as you join Aga Khan, you be rest assured that you have to go through the process.
Yeah.
And you have to attain the marks that actually belong to you. And if you don't, yes, we let you go, because it will mean that you cannot be part of our brand.
Which is what I find interesting, because many private universities, fairly smaller, I mean, in terms of students and staff, would be doing anything to try and keep numbers, and because at the end of the day, it's a business.
True.
But then, like you mentioned, the industry you're playing in, that you're teaching for, doesn't have time for, it doesn't have room for mediocrity, so to say.
True.
It doesn't have room for mediocrity. What are some of the challenges you've faced, you as either, especially in the academic registry work of yours?
One of them is they usually bring documents that you feel, okay, we have the rules, or we have the regulator who actually guides on what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
But one of the things, or one of the challenges I've got, is you have a dedicated nurse, but because of a problem that he had when he did his senior 4, because for me to admit you in bachelor's, I still have to get your documents from senior 4.
Yes.
Now, if you had failed a course, because I will consider biology and English with credits,
Yeah.
if by any chance by bad luck, you got a pass in biology or in English, I actually can't admit you for bachelor's based on the current law. Despite the fact you are the best student at certificate, you are the best student at diploma, I can't admit you for bachelor's.
And I'm sorry, Nicholas, and then I have a problem. Because just not too long ago, I was having a conversation with my 16-year-old son. I'm telling him, look, no, actually my daughter, 14, I was telling her what we studied in our days were the career you took was dependent on what you passed.
Exactly.
Which I find, thinking about it, I feel like, what were we thinking? Because what you excel at, because now we live in a time where you can be anything that you want as long as you're passionate about it and so on. So how we were raised to take a career depending on what we excelled in, not what we loved, is what actually took me by surprise while I was saying it. That's when it occurred to me that your career was dependent on what you excelled at, not necessarily what you loved.
Exactly. Now,
so how are you fixing it?
Now, the challenge is, it's the entire system, which streams right from nursery.
Yeah.
Nursery, primary, and now to Uganda even have to, the combination you do already shows which route you take.
I have to take you back because I like practical stories.
Yes.
So S4, I excel in math, I excel in history. Those were my best done subjects. A bit, even English was good, but now sciences, physics fair, chemistry was a mess, biology fair, but I knew I didn't want to do arts. I didn't like history, and yet I excelled at it. So I was lucky, I got PEM Art for A-level, and, went the mathematical quantitative economics way at the university, which is what I loved because I always loved math. But my point is that if I could have been easily given history at A-level because I excelled at it, and yet I never liked it at all.
True. Now, we need to do what you call career guidance.
Yeah.
Now, career guidance, I was talking to my former high school. In fact, I was talking to the DOS and said, guys, you're doing career guidance at the wrong level.
Yes.
Career guidance at the university,
It's too late.
Exactly. You're not changing anything. The damage is already done. Career guidance at senior 6, it's already wrong. It's like, because I've already made the combination.
Exactly.
I've already done,
Studied it for 2 years.
I've done head, history, economics, divinity.
Yes.
That is not what I want.
Art.
So you find a student coming up and tell you, my passion, because in one of the institutions I was in before I came here, we had over 23 different academic programs. So you find, and being that I'm a programmer, so when you go to a class, you start, yes, introduction to C programming. That's the mother language of all the different languages. That first lesson, if I have a class of 30, 5 students will drop. And when you do a search, you find that one went into marketing, another one went into accounting, another one went into law.
They quickly realize
This is not my place.
this is not our thing.
It's not my thing.
I know a couple of people did 2 years at the university out of 3 and realized they were on the wrong path and mustered the courage to drop out.
So that the dropout is because they went into something they didn't know.
I mean, Nicholas, I don't know how much we knew of what we studied at the university.
So that's where career guidance comes in.
Yeah.
So they shape you from senior 4 or senior 3, that this is your passion. This is what you can do to achieve it. If you want to be a doctor, this is what you need to do. If you want to be a lawyer, this is what you need to do. If you want to be a civil engineer or whichever field you want to, this is your point of concentration. So you nurture the kid. So by the time he goes to senior 5, senior 6, campus, he already knows what he's going in for. It's not going to be a surprise. But most of the decisions, when I was doing orientation, I asked students, how did you know about the university? 1. 2, who chose for you the course you're doing? And one came out boldly and said, my mom told me I need to do this course. Meaning that even yourself, you don't have the inner drive.
Yep.
Because someone paid money and told you, do this course. Another one is doing a course because of a friend. You know, my friend told me this course is good. Now, those are the students you find halfway the program dropping out because they don't have the inner drive. They're doing something that they don't have passion for. It's because of someone else. But that is coming out because there was no prior career guidance given.
How are you fixing it, Nicholas? You as the gatekeeper.
Now, us as the gatekeeper, what we've done is to try to have MOUs with schools where we go and do orientation in schools. So by the time you give me the student who has gone through A-level, he already has a mindset of what he wants because he has worked towards that. Other than doing the career guidance at campus to someone who's already converted. Because you either pass or fail. If you fail, you exit.
Yeah.
And there's nothing much I can do to help you there.
Wow.
But I can nurture you from the O level where you have a chance to mold yourself into something you want to become.
I'm thinking S2 actually, because in S3, if they're still going by the system we went by, then you're allowed to drop some subjects at S3. Now, if you drop some subjects because you didn't perform well at them and yet you loved them, that's it. There's no turning back.
Very true.
Nicholas, when we agreed to have this conversation, I'm sure you had something in mind to say. Is there anything you had prepared to talk about that we haven't touched on?
Since we've opened up admissions at the university, the best I can do is to invite as many applicants as possible, those who qualify. Because also one of the things we don't want is to waste student time and money applying for a course knowing that this one I can't do. Or you don't, even the minimum requirements you don't qualify. Because as long as you're not upgrading, don't even try. Because the programs we have is for extension.
So That said, I'm sorry to cut you short. So where do you typically find your potential students? Because other universities, straight from high school. Now where do you typically find them?
Now, our students are basically the hospitals.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. That's why you'll find me, if you are saying you're going for outreach, you find that I'm mapping out different hospitals. Because at least, despite the fact I'm not a medical personnel, but I can give you a good assessment of the hospitals in Uganda.
Yes.
Because I've interacted with the different doctors, I've interacted with the different facilities. Because I go till up to Lila, because I've done that route. I've gone up to Gulu, I've gone to Bukedi, I've gone to Kumi, I've gone to Rukunjiri, I've gone to Mbarara, I've gone to Masaka, I've gone to Mukono. All of those, when I map out, we basically go to hospitals. So one, we talk to the particular students who are interested, because those are the nurses and the midwives who want to upgrade. So we find them there. Because having an open day at campus, that works better for high schoolers.
I get it.
But for nurses who are on duty, you don't get. So you need to find them where they are.
Yes.
That's why even the way our program is designed is a 2-day program, not a whole week program.
2 days in a week.
2 days in a week.
Because they have work to do.
Exactly. Because it was designed looking at the experience of that person as also a bonus to the program. So since we are even introducing the weekend program, so they will start on Friday and Saturday. So you can be able to move and make arrangements for Friday because of the clinicals that we do in different government hospitals. They have to be available. And then Saturday for the normal theories. So that gives the flexibility to this person who wants to grow, but still wants to maintain his job or her job.
Very important.
You need to fund you need to get somewhere to get the fees from.
As you must, your lecturers, your university must be heavily practical, because I was listening to John Maxwell not too long ago, and he said when he was at the university or something, lecturer walks in, teaches, then says, does anyone have a question? And he's like, we had no questions. We had these stupid questions. Just a couple of months into the workspace, he's like, I had all the questions in the world
to ask him, and see it late.
And then he says that's why he feels it's important. I dare say I feel the same way, that for someone to go to advance in education, do a master's, postgraduate, or whatever it is, first do some work.
Yeah.
Test the waters, see where you're settling in at, then go advance in that.
Exactly. That's why I usually go to practical courses. I don't want to bias anyone, but if you want to get an engineer to fix your house and has a diploma and has done a bachelor's, he'll be more advanced than getting a straight graduate from Makerere or from Chambogo to do the same work, because he also has to get time to learn.
Yes.
This one has learned along
the way.
So there's nothing new. He will be a bit more understanding of the environment, he knows what should be done, and something of the sort. So the same thing with nurses. One straight from high school, go through the journey, will be a bit more hands-on compared to one who was just dropped straight from school. Though the government has made it easy that they have a 1-year internship. So that one helps them to adjust to the environment where they're working.
That's true. Oh yes, that's why the medical courses are big on that final year internship.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. It was great having you here at Business Chronicles Studio 84. I look forward to doing more work with you and your institute. A little bird tells me that you'll be back here soon.
Very much.
So thank you. Our viewers and listeners, it's been Nicholas from Aga Khan University. I have to say I learned something new, because when someone says university, typically think of Essex Leavers.
Yeah.
I have learned that, Aga Khan University does advancement courses, which is so good. I'm going to drop his, not necessarily his details in the description, the link to the website for Aga Khan University. So if you are a practicing nurse, you're the kind of people he's looking for, He didn't tell us whether they have some scholarships available.
I can add something there.
Okay, say something about that. Let's give our viewers and listeners some opportunities.
Now, one of the beauty with Aga Khan is we came to provide a service, and we know the type of service you're providing. Some people can't actually afford it.
Yes,
but you don't want them to lose out.
yeah,
So, because we understand some of the nurses actually get paid 300,000,
yeah,
500,000, 800, depending on which place you're working.
yeah,
And yet the course, the fees for a diploma is 2.5.
yeah,
The fees for bachelor's is 2.8. So 4.8.
yeah,
So someone's how long am I going to save for me to achieve that?
yeah.
So what the university has done is to provide what we call financial assistance. Now, financial assistance not alone that the money will give you at the end of the program, you pay us back. No. It is something that the donors have put forward to help those needy students.
Yes.
So for the 4.8 million for the bachelors, when you finish the admissions and we give you the admission letter, we give you a form to fill. That's financial assistance form. You put all the records, all the details, and you justify why you need more money.
Yeah.
So you find out of the 4.8, the university can give you 2 million.
Yeah.
And 2 million minus the 4.8, so you're only going to look for 2.4, so 2.8, which is a bit much better. The one who is supposed to be paying 2.5 for the diploma, after filling the form, showing why you need more, and you get 1.5 million, meaning you literally have to look for 1 million
shillings, yes.
for the 6 months, and you're good to go.
Diploma course.
And the other bit is the flexibility of payment. Because you only need to come and do or draw up what you call a financial plan with the finance office, that based on my salary, I can be able to pay 500,000 per month. And as long as you honor that, Aga Khan will never chase you from exam.
Wow.
Even if you still have a balance. Because the policy allows you even to continue paying that fees until the beginning of the next semester.
I get it. Like during the long holiday, you
Yes.
continue paying what you committed to.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So the whole idea is a student who joins should be able to exit irrespective of the fees burden. So we shall give you the financial assistance, and looking at the balance you have, you come up with a plan, then you will be able to excel through from your first year to the last year without dropping out.
Wow, Nicholas. I'm not sure we could end this on a higher note than this one. Thank you very much, Nicholas, for sharing these great opportunities with our viewers and listeners. Like I said, I'm going to share Nicholas's contact, the Aga Khan website, and contact down here. If you're interested, reach out to Nicholas. Tell him I caught you on a podcast conversation with Solomon at Business Chronicles. I'm holding you to your promise. He's a good guy. He'll honor it. Until the next time, I'm Solomon Tumwesigye here at Business Chronicles. I'll catch you on the next episode. Thank you, Nicholas.
Thank you.